Uniting families. Indeed, uniting families. That is our motto here. Couples Department, Nations Evangelistic Ministry, NEM Sierra Leone, West Africa. Brothers and sisters, viewers all over the world, we are here again this day, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on when you are watching this. By the special grace of God, if you have been following our videos, we have been a blessing to so many people, so many families, and we still continue to be a blessing. Today we want to talk about self-discipline in marriage, and that is what we are going to talk about. But let Reverend and Elder Mrs. Fortune just say their greetings to you all.
Greetings to you all viewers. We hope you have a very good listening pleasure with us. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We say hi to you listeners, and we hope that you will follow us.
Okay, so this is the Couples Department, and our motto is to unite families by the special grace of God. Today we are talking about self-control. Self-control in marriage. Have you ever heard that? Do you know what is self-control? Have you been able to control yourself? Are you married, or are you planning to get into marriage? Whatever it is, you need self-control. Even apart from marriage, everyone on the face of the earth, if we are to succeed and to enjoy life as a gift from God, self-control is a very important subject. That you want to, within the context of marriage, what is self-control?
Thank you very much, Evangelist. Self-control, viewers, is controlling the self, the ego. Now, self-control actually means to regulate. It's the ability you have to regulate emotions, ability you have to regulate thoughts, to also regulate behavior. So in other words, when you are self-controlled, you have control over self, means have mastery over the self, or having command, put self under control. You know, it becomes you become a regulator. You know, it's like when you're playing music, you have to tune down, you have to tune up, you have to tune up midway. You know, so that also, I mean, that is what it actually means when you are when you are self-controlled, you are self-disciplined, and you have that ability to regulate. I mean, to become calm even in the face of difficulties. You know, so that's self-control.
Okay, so mommy, self-control, what's your understanding, what's your view on self-control, especially within the marriage system?
Yeah, thank you very much, man of God. Controlling yourself is like putting yourself under subjection, managing yourself, disciplining yourself in every aspect in your marriage. You put yourself under command.
So self-control, brothers and sisters, is very, very important. Every one of us needs self-control, especially within the context of a marriage. In fact, if we read from the book of Proverbs 25:28, Daddy, can you just recite that or say something about, maybe paraphrase?
It tells us that anybody that is able to control himself is able to discipline himself. But if somebody is not able to discipline himself, to control himself, it's like a city with broken walls.
That's the word I was actually waiting for. So if you don't have self-control, it appears you are equated or compared to a city without wall. Let's say a compound without fence. You know, it means that there are a lot of disadvantages to that when you don't have self-control. So every one of us in your marriage, in our relationship, you are a woman, you are a man, every one of us needs self-control, because without it there's no successful home, there's no successful marriage, there's no successful business, nothing will work except somebody or both of you, or at least one partner, actually greatly has to have what we call self-control. Self-control extensively also means self-discipline. In other words, you are not out of control, you are within control. You know, you are within, like mommy said, you subject yourself to a system. You have a standard you live by. That is why we talk about self-control. Mommy, when do we need self-control? When?
In every area of our life, at all times.
At all the time.
Because you are not, if you are not self-controlled, your life is exposed. You are not protected. So we need protection. We need control. We need to control ourselves anytime, always.
All the time.
Yeah. You will not say, let me control myself today, tomorrow. No.
Every day.
Every day, every moment.
Everywhere.
Every hour.
At home.
Yeah.
On the street.
On the street.
In the office. In the market.
Yeah, on your
everywhere.
bed.
On your bed. Everywhere. Self-control is needed.
And
because
always.
without it, what you will see or experience in your marriage will be catastrophic. Will be so dangerous. Will be acidic. So that is why we are saying self-control is very, very, very important, you know. And so we say everywhere when we talk about where, everywhere. Daddy point.
I mean, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, whatever connection you have, you need self-control. You know, let me say this. The Bible tells the women, it say, wives, submit yourself to your own husband as unto Christ. You know, submit yourself. So if you are not self-control, you will not bring down yourself to submit yourself. You know, submit, there means also go under the control of your partner, your husband, precisely. If you are not self-control, you will not. That's why, you know, when we say self-control, when somebody that is self-control, a wife that is self-control is that wife that falls in love. So instead, when you are self-control, you can easily fall in love. You know, and somebody that is not self-control, of course, these are the people who stand in love, and it's difficult for them to bend. You know, when it's difficult for you to bend, means you are not easily controlled. You see, that is why it's regulatory. You have to be able to put yourself under control, to command, you know, your ego to meet, you know,
to be controlled,
you know, to
be under control.
Yes, sir, let me comment.
Yes, ma'am.
The man of God is asking when to control self. When? What time? I say at all times.
At all times.
Yes, of course, at all times.
As you taking this air in and out, so you have to control your life.
At all times.
All times.
When you are happy,
that should be
when you are not happy, when you are well paid, when you are underpaid, when you are hungry, when you are fed, when you are well dressed, when you are naked, all the times, everywhere. Self-control is very, very. In fact, for me, self-control, you know, if we are to add to that definition, the self-control is actually knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it, why to do it, probably with whom to do it. Self-control, you know when to talk, how to talk, where to talk, etc., etc. Otherwise, then you are violating the principles of self-control. So, but I want us to look into different aspects of self-control. For example, I want us to take food. When it comes to self-control, what can you say about food? I am the husband, look at food. Or I am the wife, look at food. So how can I control myself when it comes to food?
If I am self-controlled, when I have food, I don't just eat anyhow. I know I have my own portion. Even if we are eating together, I must know that I have a portion too. I'm only entitled to a portion, so I will not eat ravenously. I will not eat all, you know, the food because I have inordinate desire or appetite to eat, I will just eat everything. You can see people who can eat and eat and eat, to the point that even the children at home will know that daddy they eat a lot, daddy eats a lot, because daddy does not have control over his appetite. So when you have control over your appetite, you know that you will not eat everything, because there's just everything at your disposal.
So that what can you say? You look right into that camera and talk to a husband who eats a lot, eats the best, eats all the time, eats anyhow. What can you say to such a husband?
I will simply tell you, husband, that you must control yourself. If you don't control yourself, you make the children be always unhappy.
What about the wife?
The wife will be unhappy with
the neighbors.
you. Yeah, the neighbors will be unhappy with
the
you.
Dogs in the compound.
Yes, the dogs will be vexed
the
at
cats.
you. The cats will be vexed at you.
They will not be happy with you.
They will not be happy
because you are eating a lot.
You are not able to control your appetite. You are not able to control. You don't put your appetite under control because when you lack self-control, all these things can go like that. You don't have the intention to say, this I will eat and leave for others to eat also.
Okay.
I will eat and others eat.
Now let me throw the same question to mommy, because there are women who also eat a lot, and not just eat a lot, eat all the time the best. Yes. Especially when they are angry with the husband, they will eat the best. They will eat all the time. There are women also who do not have control over their eating habit, and that has killed many. That has actually even ended the life of many. Many are sick as a result of lack of self-control in the area of food. So, mommy, let's talk to your fellow women, especially those who do not have control over their food.
Sister, self-control is very, very vital in our homes, in our marriage, in every aspect of your life. You told us a story that there was a lady who used to chew raw rice. Before she cooks, she will use maybe 1 cup.
Yeah, if she is cooking 5 cups, maybe she will chew like 1 cup, just chewing in the kitchen while cooking.
And when you do that, you are reducing the ration for that day.
But also indicate that you don't have self-control.
You don't have self-control. That is it. You have to control your belly, your appetite. You cook food, then you want to eat the best part of it. That is selfishness. That is greed.
You starve the husband, starve the children, starve the cats and the dogs. All of them are not happy with you.
There was a friend, and she told me that when she's dishing up the food, the husband will come to the kitchen. Who is this? Who owns this one?
I investigate
what about everything? Then if the lady will say, this is for the bigger boy, this is for this person, this and say no.
They will reduce the ration.
He said, when I was in school, nobody used to help me to study. When I was in college, nobody paid my
But that's a sign of lack of self-control for you as a husband.
It is me who provides money in this school, so reduce the other dishes out of my own.
It is not even godly that because you provide in the home, you should eat the best, you should eat all the time.
How many lumps of plates do I have?
So viewers, that is what we are talking about, because this is very, very important. There are people who do not have control when it comes to food. In fact, some people, once you have food, they lose control. They can behave anyhow. There are people who do not even monitor the time they eat. You are eating, let's say, carbohydrate. You are eating hard food, at 12 o'clock midnight. You are committing suicide, brother. You are committing suicide, sister. You are killing yourself. You eat what you are not supposed to eat at certain period of the day or the time or the night. No, you have to, at least our eating time should be scheduled. If you have control, you should not be eating everywhere, eating all the time, eating everything that comes. The type of food, especially when you are above 40, they always warn you. There are things you eat, there are things you reduce. Things like palm oil, things like sugar, etc., etc. So if you don't have self-control, if your mouth and your appetite, your stomach, you eat voraciously, you eat self-centeredly, you eat, you are a greed, you are voracious, you look mean, you ought to always want to eat everything. That's a spirit, and that's an attitude of lack of self-control, and that can destroy your integrity, that can destroy your dignity, that can destroy your personality, that can destroy the family, that can also even lead the children astray because they are not eating enough. You are getting, or that can also discourage the wife because you are difficult to satisfy. You are always eating and eating and eating. Before they come, you have eaten everything. So I think that's a very serious problem. But let's look at another area because we are talking about marriage. Okay. What about sex? Self-control.
Well, a self-controlled man always, does. He has limited time to do. He will limit himself. He will limit himself. She will limit herself. When he says, when he reaches a time within which he desires, he will stop. He's not going ahead, doing until you come. Sometimes because you are not satisfied, you are not easily satisfied. You don't have self-discipline. Anytime you want to do, you want sex, you want to get it anytime, anyhow, anywhere, at any time. Because if you are not disciplined, you will not now know that. Even when you are satisfied, you go beyond the mode of satisfaction. You go beyond because you don't have self-control. That this self-control is very, very, very important for us as married people. You know where to stop. You don't go beyond. Know your limit. That is one thing that self-control does. You do something according to that limitation. You must have a limit. But if you don't have self-control, you can just do things anyhow, continue to do it because it is doable. And when it is doable, you just continue to do it.
At that point, you are self-centered. You are not self-controlled.
Exactly. You don't think of others.
Yes, mommy. Let's come to you on the same point of issue of sex.
I'm still talking to you, man. You gentleman.
You gentlewoman also.
You gentlewoman also, ladies. Concerning sex, you need to control yourself. There are 3 types of people. They represent animal behavior in sex. We have the dog type. They don't control themselves. Whether it is the mother, or the sister, or the auntie, they go with them. You have the fowl, the cock. We call her chicken. The chicken type of man, he will sex this hour. By the time it is 20 minutes, 30 minutes, he sees another woman he wants.
Or even with the same woman?
With the same woman, yeah.
You want to sex after every 30 minutes, after every 1 hour?
Yeah. We have the goat side. That when they're having sex, the neighbor house, they will hear the voice. You need to control yourself. One lady left the husband, he said, because when they are meeting, the man will be everybody will know.
The man will be very noisy.
Very noisy. So you have to control yourself.
This is very important. Did you hear what mommy is saying? She's using 3 animals as that
example.
That people have the nature of 3 categories of animals. The dog has no control over their sexual libidos. They want to sex everywhere, whether it is their sister, whether it is the mother, whether it is this, anytime, everywhere. So you also have the hen or the cock. The cock wants to sex almost every 1 hour. And they are always rushing. They are always doing it in a fight. No self-control. They are fighting. The cock is always fighting with the wife. Fighting. Running all over. People have to know that they want to. This is what they want to do. And you also have the goat. The goat is a noisy kind of one. You are sexing, and all your neighbors know that you are sexing. Or the next room, they know that you are sexing. You are so noisy everywhere. So it's a very important thing because this aspect also needs and requires self-control, self-discipline, because this can ruin your life. This can actually destroy your life as well. And sometimes we are so selfish. that you just want to satisfy yourself. You have no consideration how the other person is feeling about it, and so that is very, very important.
Yes,
you want to say something?
Yes, there's another animal also we needed to bring into this scenario. Is the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs.
The dogs and the drink. You know what happens is that as you see. The dogs is very polite and that when they are meeting the self-control, and you can see the dogs enjoys and then gives does not make noise compared to the fowl, the cock,
the dog,
the dog. We can hear the dogs. I mean, really making quiet. Yes.
Let me interpret your language.
So when this thing happens when this thing happens, there is a blessing, because of that. The dogs, you don't often hear people any small occasion they say let's kill dogs, but because the fowl, the chicken, they are just exposed. You do every time go anywhere, there's no blessing about it, they are exposed and do everything like that. And that is why any occasion they say let me kill for so that
yes.
that's
What the dog does is when the dog knows that the male wants to follow him or eat, follow her, she will just lie down. Then just say Safo, Safo.
So that's the language of Safo. In case you don't know what is Safo, maybe carefully, steadily.
So that is why it says.
In Sierra Leone we say Safo.
But the fall now, the chicken now, they will run over people's fire. They will run everywhere until it gets that lady.
So viewers, we are talking about self-control in marriage. We are talking about how do you control yourself, when it comes to the area of sex. Don't sex as if sex is like what we call malaria tablet. You take 3 in the morning, 3 afternoon, 3 in the night. You kill yourself and kill your partner. At least you need self-control in that area, okay? Because there's no scriptural dimension of how many times you are to have sex with your partner, your wife, or your husband. Bible is not too clear on that. Scripture is not too clear on that. But at least God has given us wisdom, God has given us knowledge, God has given us strategies, etc. and consideration. You have to also be very considerable. Consider the other person. So those are things you have to look at when it comes to self-control, especially in the area of sex. Okay.
And when you are above 40, you man. If you are above 40, you have to minimize your sexual desire. Otherwise, as you carry on age, stroke will interfere, so you have to minimize.
So, my brother, small, sister, small. You also have people who are sexist. You have people who are sex machine. There are women who are sex machine. If they handle you, you want God to intervene. There are men who are also sex machines. If they handle you, you actually need divine intervention. But God will see us through. Whatever, we all need self-control in all of these areas we are discussing. Okay,
know your limit and abide by your limits.
Yes. Daddy, let's talk about self-control when it comes to anger.
Anger, I think that is very.
You have the husband angry. You have the wife angry. How do we? Let's handle anger. In terms of self-control.
Anger has destroyed very good relationship, has destroyed physically. When you don't control your temperament, when you don't control yourself, you can rage into, when you enter into anger, you become very furious. You can do anything, you can destroy anything. Sometimes I've had somebody breaking, the telephone, taking telephone, dropping it, smashing it, because of anger. When somebody has radio, there was a time, I know in Guinea, there was a time when 2 teams were playing. I think 1 or 2 countries were playing. They were playing. Ivory Coast was playing Guinea, and then Ivory Coast won. One man just took the television and then
smash it
on the ground.
As a result of anger, expressing anger. The thing he bought.
Yes, he was supporting.
The thing was not bought by Guinea government. It was not bought by Ivory Coast government.
He was supporting his team, and his team did not win. And because he said they were goals they missed to score, they did not score.
So he took his own television, the one he bought with his sweat, and smashed everything. That's an extreme expression of anger.
There are also women who break.
Yes, that's why I want to talk.
Yeah, there are women who break properties. They just spoil it like that. One lady went to somewhere. She found her husband's motorbike. I said the man went to girlfriend. She took a stone, began to scatter that thing, to smash it, dent it.
Just because she saw the bike somewhere outside of the home.
Because she was.
So she concluded that the man was in business with another woman.
Yes.
She did not wait for the man. She did not.
There's a lady.
Yes.
There's a lady again. When she's really annoyed with the child, when she's beating that child, she will bite the child here and there. Biting the child, beating him. Anger.
When there's anger in the home, everything suffers. Everybody suffers.
Yeah.
The husband suffers. The wife suffers. The children suffers. Even the materials in the home suffer as a result. Everything suffers. Even animals in the home. When there's anger in the home, everybody suffers. And it's a poison. It is a cancer. It eats the joy, the peace.
Room. When you go to the sitting room, you actually know that there's anger in this home.
That there's nothing like sitting room in the home where there's anger. Yes, you have room
what I'm saying,
where you fight.
What I'm saying, when there's anger, really.
I know the sitting room becomes a fighting.
Yeah, the one that is supposed to make the sitting room is angry. I mean, when she's angry, she will not do. She extends it to that. Otherwise, when there is self-control in that place, and the wife has, she has the time to do the things that she will do, and love to do the things that will do. The sitting. When you look at the chairs, also laugh. You see the chairs.
So, like when there's anger, especially lack of self-control in the area of anger, nothing's work at all. No food is sweet in the home.
Yes.
There's no film that is interesting. There's nobody that is doing well. No peace because there's anger. And I think we both parties, the man or the husband and the wife, we all have a responsibility to make sure that we control ourselves in all of these areas, in terms of food, in terms of sex, in terms of anger. Because if you are angry, you are going to say the wrong things, you are going to do the wrong things, you are going to behave in a very in the wrong way, and there's no appreciation. You don't appreciate anything, whoever does anything, because there's anger. You don't even see the good of anybody at all. And simple words, simple expressions become like poison. And you argue over minors, insignificant, trivial things that are not really even important to create any anger or any clash.
It robs you of purity. You cannot be pure at all. So all your mind will be dirty, your mind will be filthy. You think impure, and everything you think about is impure.
And that endangers our health as well.
Dangerous. And even if somebody does, everything, somebody who does something clean and then thinking purely, you always appreciate it impurely, because your mind is impure. And when your mind is impure, your mind is not controlled, then you transfer it to anybody around.
If you are a teacher, you take it to the school and the children will suffer.
Yes,
if you are a boss, you take it to the office and every subordinate, everybody under you, your subject will suffer. If you're a pastor, you take it to the altar and everybody will suffer. Whoever, even your neighbors, carpentry workshop, children will suffer, the trainees will suffer. If you pick Okada, you are that Okada man, you are going to end up roughly, because I just angry with everybody
instead of
and everything.
disciplining the children, you just maltreat.
You become wicked to everybody.
You become wicked. You just give them corporal punishment instead of disciplining the children. You manhandle.
And sometimes you make reference. The man will make reference. That's your useless mother, and the wife also will make reference. That's your stupid father. Anyway. So viewers, this is how we are going to bring down the curtain of today's program. It has been wonderful. Reverend and Elder Fortune, they are here, and we are always here to help you to overcome the challenges that all of us are facing in our individual married homes. In our next broadcast, we'll continue on self-control in the marriage. Okay, maybe you just say bye-bye to our viewers.
Goodbye viewers or listeners, wherever you are. We say goodbye to you and thank you for listening. God bless you.
Thank you. Don't forget to share and appreciate.
Okay, so viewers, that is how we bring down the curtain of the program. It has been a blessing here at the Nations Evangelistic Ministry, the Couples Ministry. We are always here to bless you and to bless you and to bless you. So till we meet again, share this, like, please comment if you have questions, ask all those questions or whatever you want to contribute. Please feel free, contribute, and together we build a very solid, powerful, and godly home in Jesus' name. God bless you till we meet. I'm Evangelist JMB Jumbo. To contact us, just look at your screen. All the details are there. God bless you and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Nyonyonya, nanye di balonu mu ilwa bie, baba kondo mi manengo.